Hello everybody, it's Yvonne here. Today I was kind of thinking if about making some trinkets and so forth. If you want to put in add on to a journal, a gift, you could do so many things with these things. And I thought it was cute. It's a little box with a little something. It would make a beautiful little gift for someone. And also, like, if you wanted to embellish a box or whatever, or make a charm and add a chain to the end. Either way, I'm going to show you how I made this, and maybe you can incorporate it in some way in your designs of everything that you do. I'll be right back. This is a fairly quick project, and it's not a costly one either, but this is what you'll need approximately. You'll need, I bought these at the dollar store. They were $1.25, I believe, for 8 boxes. They're matches. And I took, obviously, the matches off, and it makes a little box. You could also make one if you wanted to. They're about 2 inches by an inch or so. Anyway, you'll need a box of this size with a drawer. And then everything else is pretty much leftovers. I'm sure you have leftovers scrap paper. We all have these little bit of pieces of papers and, you know, stuff from our albums or whatever. Little keepsake. You'll need some of that. You'll need some glue, obviously, some type of glue. You'll need maybe some scissors for trimming. Some lace or something of that sort out of leftovers. Like I said, you don't need a whole lot. And if you want to, some beads. Now I have beads. I have quite a bit of beads, but it really, you don't need a whole lot. Maybe it's a necklace that you're not wearing anymore that you want to use. Maybe it's a paper clip. I don't know. But I do know that you can make it with just about anything. So to start off with, all you do, if you have sparkly paper too, from leftover little pieces, they come really in handy. Anyway, sky's the limit, I guess. So to start off with, you choose a piece of paper. I have chosen here, I'll make another one similar to this, just because it was so inexpensive to make. What I did is I used burlap. I bought this at the dollar store, burlap. I don't know how many yards they're in there, truthfully. And there's adhesive on the back. And it just happens, I took it out, just happens that it fits exactly to the width. So, don't matter which side you start, really. But let's put 2. I didn't do one in advance here, or anything in advance for time's sake, so I'll try to make it as quick as possible so you don't get bored. Just to see the idea. So this is, my scissors are getting gummy. There's 1, and here's 2. Alrighty. See, exactly 2. It's kind of coincidental, but it works. Works for me. It will work for you. So I bought these at the dollar store, like I said. It was, I think, $1.25, the same thing. And you cover on both sides, like so. Okay? Now you can do from this, kind of the sky's the limit. What I did is I wanted a piece for the front, so I just kind of used a little piece here. Oops, I'm off camera here. I just used a little piece of this and cut it to make the front of the box. In this case, I'm not going to do it that way. Not because it didn't work. It worked fine, but I just want to try something else. I'm like you. I like to experiment, guys. So I'm going to use this paper. I think I'm going to use this paper. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm just going to take a piece and put it down on there. So you could use your glue gun here. You can do it different ways. I mean, I tend to, whoops, I think there's 2 pieces on that. Yes, there is. All right, I'll use this one since I put the tape on it. What you need to do now is to take the box out and just, this is how I did it. You can do it the way you want to, but I just put a piece of tape on my glue, on the paper from the glue, my glue gun, and then I cut it out. I didn't measure anything. I just did the cutting at this point like so. And that was my little piece for my drawer. It's pretty simple, you know, nothing elaborate. And I did the front and I also did the back to match. Now, I didn't do the sides with the other stuff just because I found it was too thick. Now with this, if you wanted to, what I did with this one is I did the front and the back and I took a marker to the rest because it made it too thick with the burlap in order to close it. I kind of figured that right from the get-go. So if you wanted to, you could take your piece of paper here and you could wrap it right around. You could do different ways. I suppose you could have did it as an envelope if you wanted to. But I kind of just go with the flow here. And the same thing here. Just to make it fall flat. And the same thing here. Whoops, I just broke the tape on my gun. Okay, so, like so. That's how simple it is. And then I just cut. And my scissors first, they're getting a little gummy. Whoop. So we have ourselves our little box, and our little box is now all done up. Now you want to do the inside too. You could color it with a marker, color with paint, do whatever you want. Should I put some glitter? You know me and the bling. I like the bling, right guys? It just makes it so pretty. Okay, I've got something old here. So maybe the gold? Would the gold look good with that? I think so. I think so. So I'm going to cut a piece of this off. Again, like I'm just eyeballing it, but you can do all the measurements if you like. It's totally up to you what you enjoy doing. I find these handy for when I have downtime like this. I like to make some in order to be able to put things aside. So when I do decide to make a journal, or I decide to embellish something in a swap, or really anything at all, it's pretty much ready. All I need to do is decide what I want to put into the, to match everything or whatever. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good way, pardon me, to use up all of your leftovers. All of your leftovers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to fit it inside the box, and I'm going to do the sides too. Once you let go of my fingers. Let me see here. There you go. That'll work. So I'm doing this. Like so. There you go. It's happening. It's a happening, I think. There you go. That's perfect. Now it's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love it when a plan falls together. And then all I do is I'll trim this off. It ends up making something really, really sweet. I'll take my remainder and I'll make two sides. So all I do at this point, my gun is out, because usually I use my gun for this, but I'll just use a little piece of tape. You don't need something this strong to hold the sides, because you're not going to do anything major with it, but in sake of the time here, and I don't want to let you guys until I load up a gun. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to add it inside my box, like so. It's really nice and pretty and colorful inside. And whatever I put in there, it's going to stand out because it's going to match. So don't be afraid to cut them up. Tiny little scissors here. That's good for this stuff. Or you could use your X-Acto blade if you had one. That'll work too. So And the purpose of dressing the inside, or you could put a piece of fabric if you wanted to, if that's what you had. The reason to dress this up is basically to so it'll pop your item that you're going to make to put in there. Your little surprise, I guess, is what it's called. So here we go. It's really easy, guys, to make, and it's like I said, if you have kids and your kids are going to a birthday party, or you're going to have a birthday party for them, gosh, it goes so fast. The kids would have a ball opening these up with all these little surprises. You would just dress it down a bit more, that's all. So, okay, so this is our box. This is our top. And now it's going to slide in quite easily because it's only paper. Okay? This is what it's going to turn out. Now, at this end, I always found, I don't know, it must be because it comes from the dollar store, but what I did here is I put a piece of two-way tape, because I found that, pardon me, I just found it didn't hold on real good. You could use also liquid glue, and maybe it's me handling it too much because it holds everywhere else. It's just the end here. So I did that in the other box too. I just put on a little bit of tape, and for me it worked out like a charm. It just stays put. Just gives it a little bit more strength. A little bit more. There you go. Now that won't come off. Now, from this point on, what I did is I started embellishing the box. So it depends what you want. If you have a little bit of lace, if you have a little bit of paper that you want to put on. In this case, what did I put inside? That's right, I put this kind of paper. In this case, what I did is I added this paper. I had a little piece of paper of this. But you could almost use anything at all, really. Anything that you have that you're not going to be using. I kind of like this, so I'm going to cut a strip of this. Why not? I'm going to cut a strip about, I would say maybe 1/4 of an inch, maybe. Good size. If you don't have a big enough piece for that, cut it shorter. But I'm going to cut it about 1/4 of an inch. No, that's 1/2 an inch. Let me see. I think these are so cute. I've had them put away for a while, and this morning I pulled it up and I thought, oh gosh, I got downtime, let's do this. These were 1/2 an inch because I'm cutting 1/4 an inch and I'm seeing they're a little smaller. But that's okay. I'm still going to use them. I just want a couple of pieces anyway. And I'm using my Fiskar board, as you can tell. And the Fiskar board is great for doing these things. If I have anything to say about this is the new Fiskar board, guys, the one with the roller and the aluminum board net. If I have any beef to say about this board is that if it ain't level, it's not going to cut. So you have to make sure that it's level, or else you're not going to have any, I'm going to change my tape to a little narrow here. But I love my Fiskar. I have two. And the reason I have two is because the first one, my blade was getting dull because I was cutting corrugated cardstock and stuff like that. So in order for me not to ruin my paper or my cardstock as I was cutting it and changing blades every time, I bought another one. Their blades are about the same price. Here in Canada, they're about $8.99 for a set of blades. But, you might be able to get them. I never pay full price for them. I usually have, when I go in to buy some at Michael's, because we only have Michael's here, I normally get my husband to come in with me, or if I buy them on Amazon, it's different. But I get my husband to come in and I get him to buy with a coupon, and I buy with a coupon. Why not? It's I find it's ridiculous to pay that type of price for a blade, but I need it. I need it, and we all do, don't we? It's something that comes in handy, I'll tell you. All right, so that doesn't look bad. I don't mind that. It's a little smaller, but it's fine. And I'm going to tape this guy up, the second one, and like so. And these things are embellishments. I'll probably do a few not classes, but I'll probably do a few videos on embellishments, because I tend to make most of my embellishments. I do buy occasionally some embellishments that are made, but I don't leave them as is. I usually take it a notch from there. I kind of like making my own. I find it's unique. It's not like everybody else. It doesn't matter if you use the same pattern as somebody else used. It's not the same, because two pieces will never end up the same. Look at this. I'm kind of winging it as I'm making it, and that's why this is a 1/4 inch and this is 1/2 inch. Because I don't remember making it. And then, so what I did after that is I took one piece of this I had bought at the dollar too. It was dollar store. It was lace. You've probably seen it like so. And I cut a piece off, and I'm going to do the same thing here, because I think with the 1/4 inch that's going to be too wide. So I'm going to cut out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the circle or the long piece here, but I am going to cut it out, if you bear with me for a minute. Yep, there you go. It's cutting away. So how are you guys making out with your crafting anyway? Are you crafting every day if you have a chance? I know a lot of you are working, so it makes it a little hard when you get home, and if you have a family, supper, kids, lessons, but that's almost over. Summertime break is going to come, so I suspect you'll be busy with your vacations and so forth. I try to craft every day. I normally do, unless we're out of town, but I'm fortunate, I'm retired. I just enjoy it. It's extremely relaxing for me, extremely relaxing. So, all right, guys. So I decided to use this, and on this one here, I flipped it over. If you can tell, like this was the side. I flipped it over on the black. This one here, I'm going to try the gold. See where that brings me. So, I'm going to start from the back end, as I did before, and I'm going to add some glue. I'm just going to wrap this around, because I'm going to layer it with the other stuff. Yep. If you have any suggestions or anything you would like to for me to make that you think you could understand, gosh, or any questions for that matter, feel free to contact me. I'm always open to learn new things and try new things, and sometimes, whoops, just did it the wrong side. And sometimes I don't do it, not because I don't want to, it's because I didn't think of it. And that happens. I get wrapped up, Last few weeks I've been totally wrapped up with 4-H Club. We have a group from Manitoba that's coming in to New Brunswick, and my granddaughters and my daughter-in-law are heavily involved in that, and I was working, getting stuff ready for them, which is I think is super. I think it's awesome. I never had that when I was growing up, but it's an awful nice group. They have a lot of fun. They do exciting things. They learn to get along. They really enjoy that. So I think that's wonderful. When I grew up, I had the boys club, and it was fine. I made some friends, and I did my thing like everybody else. But my biggest thing growing up, for me, my hobby was music. I love music. I just started playing music. I was 12 years old. It was my serenity at the time. And when I was mad, I'd play hard on my guitar, and I'd sing loud. When I was happy, I'd sing a different way, and that's what my mother told me anyway. But it was, who would have known, I did that semi-professionally for 17 years. Really 19 years, but 17 years non-stop. So it's kind of weird, when you think back of all those days. But I don't play anymore. My husband does, but we sing along and together, but we don't do anything professional anymore. We did a few benefits to raise money for some things while we were away. But other than that, at this age, I love sitting home just doing my little crafts. Okay, that's not too bad looking, guys. Look. I like that. Yep. I like that. Okay, now let's go on to the next thing here. Oh, time is going by. my next thing is going to be to embellish the top. Now the top, as you can see here, I have a little book. Believe it or not, I made that little book. And they're so easy to make. I do make things with polymer clay. And all I did was take a little bit of polymer clay blue, flatten it out, and put some white underneath it. And I got myself a little book and just took a little piece and my stylus and just kind of engraved in there. And here's another one right here, and I just put dream on it, and so it can be as a charm, hanging on a charm. Or what I did is when I baked them in the oven, I put these in first, and that way they baked with it, so it's all good. It's really kind of cool. But for this one, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use something different, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use at this point. But let's see. I like this. This is, I don't even know where I got this one, but I really can't say. I don't know if I'm going to put that on top or put this on top. What do you guys think? This is a bumblebee. Could be like that. Could be. No? Well, I don't know. What do you think? I like this one. Or would this one look better inside? Like this. What do you think? Kind of like the bumblebee. Maybe the bumblebee would look good inside. What do you think? Well, I cannot make my mind. So, I'm going to Yep. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of these. Maybe not. Let me see. Maybe I'll use one of these. Make it a little, what do you call them again? If steampunk? Yep, that's what I'm going to do instead of making it elegant. I got some of these. That would look kind of cool, wouldn't it? I like that. What else do I have that I can kind of muster up? I have parts of a clock. I have tiny little bottle caps here. I could put one in there. That could work. Yep, I like that so far. So far, so good. Let me see. All right, let's glue that together. I'm going to take some those glue dots, those famous glue dots that I love, and I'm just going to put the box back in here, and I'm going to just randomly kind of glue them on. And time's going by here, so I didn't realize. You get talking and working, and you don't even realize the time going by. Like, it's just unbelievable. We say that, when we're retired, we say, oh, it's Friday already? Oh, it's Friday already? Oh, because the week goes by so quickly. It's just incredible. Yep, I like this. This can work. It would help if I put it straight, but because there is a picture in this one. Yep, I like that. You guys like that? I do. I really do. So in the inside, let me see what I can do. What do I have in here that I could use? Oh, I have a nice little frame that could fit in there. That would be a start. Oh, that one there's just a tad too wide. I'm sure I have something in here that could definitely fit in here. So, that one there's too long. There. I'll use that one. Why not? It's a little smaller than I would have thought, but yeah, it works. I'm going to put this one in the middle, but I don't find that it stands out enough for my liking. So I'm going to probably, at this point, should I add another button? Let me see what I can find in my little bunch of junk, trash junk. Okay. Nope. I could use another one of those. This would be cute, wouldn't it? If I had a little clock in there. Yes, sir. That's exactly what. Don't have an oval though. Maybe that one? What do you think? Little clock? I think so. That's pretty. That's pretty much a right kind of a steampunk thing. Yep. Layers over layers. Oh, boys. It's not a mystery. Oh my. I think I like this one. Nope. I'm going to take this one out. That's how I changed my mind. That's crafting for you. And I'm going to put a clock in there because I think that would look really sweet if I had a clock in there. A clock that can fit comfortably inside. Oh, that one's going to be too wide. Oh, look at this one. This one's a nice piece. See? Too big, too big, too big. Oh, this one's cute. But it looks like that's pretty too. I know. How about adding a few pieces of old glass? I save just about anything I can put my hands on, which includes old watches, if I happen to be at the right place at the right time. Pieces of watches. I tear them all apart, and I use whatever I can, because people throw them out. And you know what it's like. Other people's junk is somebody else's treasures. Well, when you craft, it becomes your treasures, doesn't it? You can just about do anything you want. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do right there. Didn't think about it any more than that. But that's what I'm going to do. Just going to throw that together. And in order for me to fit that all together, this I think was my mother-in-law's watch. A Benros. Don't even know what brand it is. Don't even know. Plus, we have friends in New York that he was a jeweler in Upper New York, and we visited him, and he gave me a bunch of parts when he saw what I was into. He laughed, you know. But yeah, I just like to use it up. Sometimes my grandkids come here, and well, the older ones don't do a whole lot, but the younger one now, she just loves. She comes in here and just goes through free will, and she's got a knack for it. So yep, I like that. That's exactly how I'm going to leave it. Put a piece of this on top. No, I think that's enough. I think that's enough. There you go, guys. This is going to be my inserts right here. Now, okay, so we have this. Now I'm going to take my little pick here. It's full of glue, but I'm still going to take it. Now I'm going to make a hole right in the middle. Eyeball it right here because we need a little handle for this guy. Put a hole all the way through, like so. And then I'm going to take you can use any wire that you want. I'm just using the wires that I have here for when I used to make jewelry and so forth. And these are all little pieces that I have leftovers from that, matter of fact. And I'm going to try find a piece that I'd like to use as a front, as a handle. There you go. That's the word I was trying to use. Is I have maybe a little ball. This would be too big. Too big, too big, too big. Nope, I think I'm going to use my little... This is for... these little guys are for a bead, end caps. And I sometimes use them just to make a little handle there. And these were on some type of necklace, and like I said, I saved them because you never know what you're going to use them. At this point, I'm going to use them as a stopper for this side, and I personally started from this side so it won't pull through. And then I'll use up whatever I want to make a little handle. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this one here, like so. Is that too big? No, I don't think. Well, a little bit. You see. Let me see. Maybe this one would work better. Yep, I like this one. So at this point, what I'll do is I'll just cut it. Now you could use different things. You could actually put a backing to this one too, but time is going by here, so I'm just going to make it quick. I might come back and do some more with it. I'm not sure. But I cut the wire, and then all I do to fix it is I put my finger inside the box to keep it pushed out as far as it goes, and then I bend the wire. This is how I do mine, but I mean, I'm sure if you were a jewelry maker at one time, you will have another way to do it. And then I just twist it closed. So what you could do also is you could take your bead and you could glue it there. You know, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. It might even be easier. It might even be easier for you guys, but I like to do this because sometimes I like to add something to the end. There you go. To the end of my charm. And you'll see that on the other one. It's hard for me. I don't see very well when it's far away. So, as you can tell on this one, I put a bead cap, and I just put a little butterfly on the end. I could have continued on if I wanted to, but I didn't. So this is here. Now, I can put that in here, like so, and my box is done. I have an opener and a close. I have something to grab onto. A thing that you could do if you don't like those white edges, what I did in this one is I just took a marker to match. It really doesn't matter which one. You can use a water-based marker for that matter. And all I did was do this, like around the edges, just to make it blend in a little bit better. But that's up to you. Like I said, you know, you start going with it, I'm sure you'll find something that you want to do to make it your own. You could highlight these things here with a couple of beads if you wanted to. And in here, what I wanted to show you, but we're really taking some time, I'm taking some time, is out of here, you could take a piece of chain. I've kept chains from things that I've made. Gosh, I've used some in the recently, so let me see. I know I have pieces of chains here. I hope that's not too noisy. But you could take a piece of chain. Let's say. Okay. Let's say this was, for an example, this is just a piece of chain that I kept off a piece of jewelry that I picked up somewhere. I could put it here and like take it, put it on the end here, and it would become a dangle. And then on here, let's say here, it becomes your holder. It could become an ornament, really. And you could also add beads to this part here. And it really makes it cute. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to see if I can cut this video to be a little shorter for you guys at the end. Just because I think if you see this, what I mean, I may not have explained it right. I think you'll find it cute, or at least I do. And if not, I'll have it done. So I'm going to do again the same thing. You don't need to put something in the back, but I'm a little rough on the edges sometime when I work, so I find that if I do put a stopper, in here, I find that it really, you know, if I get a little rough on it, it kind of holds on a little better. So I would put this chain in here, like so, and then I would progress to do the same thing, like I did with the other one. take my folder like so. So I have a piece that's falling down like this. And then from there, you can take and have some different little things hanging off of it. But to show you right now what I mean by that is this is my box. Okay, really, really cute. But you could have it hanging like so. I keep forgetting I'm on camera. Like so. Can you see what I mean? And then here, you could add all different little decorations or bangles, or by just taking a ring and a little O-ring, and opening it up. And then, let me see if I can show you what I mean here. I know I have a whole bunch of little pieces. Let me see. Let's say I'll use this one. I'll add this to this. Even if I had a smaller ring, it would be fine. Just like we used to do in the older days when we had when we made a charm bracelet. See how it you just fill up your chain, and then you have a whole bunch of stuff coming off of that. Very cute. I hope this inspires you to make some embellishments. I guess that's about it for me. I'm just looking, and my mind is racing on different things to do. But this video is long enough, so I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.